Are you in the market for a new or used vehicle? Look no further than Metro Ford. We have an incredible selection of F-150s, Explorers, Broncos, and so much more. Whether you're looking for a rugged truck for the job site or a family-friendly SUV, our expert team is here to help you find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle and budget. And with our streamlined financing process, getting behind the wheel of your dream car has never been easier. Stop by today and experience the Metro Ford difference. We're conveniently located at 1000 Barnes Crossing Road in Tupelo. Online at MetroFordAutoSales.com. That's MetroFordAutoSales.com.
Coach, glad to have you back here. Of course, first of all, as we always do, coming into this week, and I know tonight's game, we want to talk a little bit about last week. And you know, that was a big win for Etowamba, and not only a big win for Etowamba, but on the home turf, too. And 2 years in a row, we've beaten East Mississippi. Talk a little bit about it last week.
Yes, we started off slow in the first half, and you know, I told the guys at halftime, I said, guys, we're playing with them. We just got to quit making mistakes. And we came out in the second half, and that offense, they just went down on a 5-play drive and punched it in, and that's when the ball started rolling. The defense, you know, they was feeding off the offense, and then they started feeding off each other. So I was very, very glad that those guys finally started to see if we play together, nobody can play with us.
Yeah. Where do you feel like last week we really, I mean, we took it up that notch, that extra notch, that level that I know you've been preaching all year, where we executed well and we have, I mean, it just went to that extra level?
I just think more of the physical part of the game, and I think we're very physical on the offensive line, but, you know, as East found out, we're physical on the D-line too. So those guys are growing up, and they're growing up fast. So I think we're just getting physical. We're a physical football team.
Coach, I'll say this. You know, I know we want to win every game. We started out with 3 South opponents, and we went 1-2. We improved every game.
Yes, sir.
It's not really preseason, but we really got to the meat of the schedule. Of course, this past Thursday night when we played East at home, who's a very, very good team, and we won that ball game. Something I've noticed, and Brad will tell you, if we're upstairs on the radio and doing that tonight, we're always positive. But if we see something we don't like, we'll mention it. You know, maybe we need to improve this area. But let me say this. In the 4 games I've watched, every quarter, I have never seen anybody get their head down. And you wouldn't quit, but they're always playing hard. I see that out there. So you got them playing hard every game. And so when we were down 17-0 in the second quarter, we weren't feeling too good upstairs, let me say that. But it's a great kick there to make it 17-3. Great field goal. And you've had great special teams so far this year. Mm-hmm. But when you came out second half and scored that touchdown in 2 minutes, that was the turning point of the game, and you kept rolling. What a great win.
Well, thank you. And at halftime, everybody had been asking me, like, Coach, what did you say? What did you say? I really didn't go in there and fuss. I didn't even fuss at the coaches. I just told the coaches, you know, you take away that punt return, they only scored 7 points, you know, so it would have been 10-0, 10-3. So I just said, let's just quit making mistakes. Let's quit beating ourselves. And then they came out, you know, and the kids just start rallying around each other, and they just start feeding off each other. And that's the biggest thing. When you can get a team to believe, it's easy to coach them.
Well, it changed. Once you got that kickoff starting the third quarter, it's 17-3. We're down 17-3. Mm-hmm. And we scored 2 minutes, took it down the field. We knew we had a ball game then. So I saw the momentum changing right then for sure.
Yes, sir. The biggest thing, too, our offensive line, Brady Phillips was the key. He seen something that in the first half that he showed us, too, in the second half. We made a minor adjustment with him, and that helped the running game.
How big is it to have Burciaga in your back pocket? I mean, my goodness,
48
yard field goal last
and
week.
He had more. He could have been more.
It could have been more. Had plenty left, and I don't want to jump ahead, but man, how big is it to have that? You know, you got that in your back pocket.
It's always good, and he's just like a quarterback. He'll come up there and tell you, Coach, I can hit it from that distance. So when we got ready to kick it, I looked at him and I said, "You ready?" He said, "Coach, you know I'm ready." And he went out there and he nailed it. He told me, he said, "Coach, I can go 50." So I'm going to give him a chance one time to go 50 yards. So he said he can go 50 or 55. So to have him, and I think he got Player of the Week twice. Mm-hmm. And I told him, look, just keep going. Just keep getting the points for us because it has helped us in the stretch.
Coach, we talked earlier about your running backs. You got 2 really good runners, maybe a third one that we hope we'll get to see more. But Michael Allen, boy, he really is getting better, in my opinion. As we've mentioned before, he gets stronger during the game. Mm-hmm. He's become a powerful back and gets those extra yards for you.
He does. One guy's not going to bring him down, and that's what we like about him. His body is always leaning forward, and he's always running hard, and he's looking for that big break every time he touches the ball. And Foster does the same thing. If Foster don't fumble the ball late in the game, Foster would have had over 120 yards too. So he's running just as hard. So we do have a 1-2 punch, but we do have a third back that we got to get more involved so we can keep our guys fresh.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Well, let's shift a little bit. I know tonight, Mississippi Delta, of course, as you and I always talk about each week, and I continue to say it, and I always will, I refer to the MACCC just like the SEC football.
That's correct.
There is no easy opponent. You can never take anybody for granted. It is football, and I'm talking about football at its best every night. And so you're coming in, you got an opponent still who has not won a game yet this year, but doesn't matter. You take all that off the table,
Right.
Mr. Ingram, because I'm telling you, it's different football, MACCC. What have you seen this week at practice? What have y'all been focusing on this week at practice to prepare for Mississippi Delta?
We taking it the same approaches that we took it last week, and I told those guys if you go watch them on defense, they're not bad on the defense side of the ball. So as an offense, we got to get in there and we got to wear them down. We got to, they're gonna come in on guys we can try to upset them. They have nothing to lose. So that's the most dangerous team out there. So we're gonna go into this game just like we go into any other game. We're not taking any games alike. And I told the coaches I was going to be a little bit more hard on the coaches as well as the players this week, and that's what we did. We took the approach. We had a good practice. The kids have responded to the coaching, so I look forward to watching them tonight.
In looking at game film and what you've looked at with Delta, where do you see the challenges that they would present to us coming into tonight?
They have a good running game. Their run game, if it gets started, they do a lot of 11 personnel and a lot of gap schemes. So, if we don't fit it right, that running back, he's a small back. He might, cut it back on us. So stopping the running game is going to be big for us tonight, and don't let the quarterback beat us with his leg.
As Brad mentioned, every game in this league is tough, and we're going on the road playing at Delta. Mm-hmm. And I know they will be ready. Mm-hmm. And they would love to upset us, who we had a big win last week. How do you keep the kids focused and be consistent and be ready for this ball game? What are you going to tell them before the game that we got to take care of business?
I told them now, when it comes to the North, everything goes through, Itawamba. So everybody's going to be trying to get us now. So we went from the hunter to the hunted. So that's what I told them all week, and those kids understand that everybody wants to beat us now. Everybody's coming into that game to pop us. So we got to prepare to fight everybody. So and that's what we preached all week, and I think the kids did a good job of responding to it.
What's the mindset of the players going in? You had that big emotional win again last week, and of course All-American Heroes Night, which was a great night to celebrate those individuals as well at Etowamba. But you have that big victory. That's a big game going in. They knew last week is a big game going in. But what's the mindset now this week for tonight's game of the players coming off that high and then of that victory and then coming into tonight at Mississippi Delta?
I think we're so young. I don't think our kids realize how big that win was last week.
Good.
And that could be a good thing because they took the same approach when they hit the field Sunday. They took the same approach this week like they did last week. So I don't think we understand how big of a situation, it was last week. They just playing. They love football, so they just come into each game as I just want to play in the game. Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing for us as coaches. It's easy to coach them when they think like that.
Let me ask you this. Of course, we're getting ready to kick off in a few minutes here. Mm-hmm. So I guess I can ask this question. We're not giving anything away. Injury situation, are we healthy?
Yes, sir. We're back healthy. We got everybody's back. We had a couple of guys that was bruised a little bit, but we're 100% now. We're ready.
Let me ask you this, and Brad has noticed this also. We are so impressed by the depth you have made at tight end position. Of course, Cressman was injured, so you brought the freshman, the big boy in, about 6'2", 280. He's played well, so now you got two tight ends you can count on, it looks like.
We do, and there is a third one. We do. It's three of them, but those two guys have been playing so well, it's kind of hard to get that third one in the game. But he did play some while Cressman was out.
Yep.
So we have 3 really big tight ends, and they have been doing a really good job. One thing I like to do in the passing game, if we want to take a shot, I want to leave them in and help block.
Gotcha.
So they do a good job of blocking, and they're not selfish. Those guys, they take turns going in, who goes in, and then one of them is better than the other one in certain situations. So I'm glad to have all of them.
Yeah, and people are going to get tired of hearing me on our game nights when I'm talking, and I continue talking about the growth and where Del'Jay Bailey has gotten to since we started this season to now, and even last week, and just that confidence level. How valuable is that to you to see the growth of where Del'Jay has gotten, but also knowing I got a guy out there and he's confident. He's confident with his legs. He's confident in his decision making. He's confident when he puts it in the air. Of course, now we'll get to he's got 2 good guys that he can and more that can run under and catch it. But what about Del'Jay?
Del'Jay is growing each week, and he's becoming a leader. And one thing we always tell these guys: sometimes that leader don't have to be vocal. He can lead by example, lead by his action. So Del'Jay is showing the team, I'm putting this team on my back. And the team is rallying around Del'Jay, and I'm happy for him because of his road he had to travel to get to this point. So the biggest thing for Del'Jay, I always tell him, just finish. Don't try to do too much. Just finish the game and manage the game, and let your weapons, speak for you. And that's what he's been doing.
I want to go back to special teams. I'm going to mention a name we never talk about, and it's good we don't talk about him. Brady Sullivan. Your long snapper. You don't want to hear his name. That means he's doing his job. He's been consistent all year. Talk about him. And your freshman punter, Lovern, what we have talked about upstairs, it might not be a 50-yard kick, but it's the net yardage, which is important. He kicks a 35-yarder or a 38-yarder, and there's no return. You look at the net yardage. So he's done a good job pinning the team back and no returns.
That's right. Brady not only snapped the ball well, but if you look down there on coverage, he's the first one down there. That's a lot of times why they call him fair catch.
Right.
So he's not only doing his job, but he's going way above and beyond. So we're happy to have him. It's with our punter. He's putting the ball in the air.
Correct.
And hang time. We always tell him, look, we got to leave it in there to get those guys time to get down there. And to be a freshman and doing that says a lot about him. He don't panic back there. He kicks the ball because they tried to block it 3 times the other night. So he was getting it off.
That's huge. That is huge, definitely. And I said I wouldn't. I said I was done with last week, but I do have to go back to one play that was unreal. And I know y'all saw it on the sidelines. Tell me about Nate Branch sliding over there and catching that big pass. I mean, on the ground, catching that pass.
We couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell from our angle where we were. What a huge play that was.
It was, and it was one of those situations. He'd been telling Del'Jay, just throw it up and I adjust to the ball. Well, that one time he did adjust to the ball. The ball was a little underthrown, and he had to slide to get it because he was going to overrun it if he hadn't. So for him to just know his quarterback and the quarterback to know his receiver, that tells you the relationship those guys have gotten. And not only those two, but the whole receiving core and the quarterback.
Yeah, that's big, and having that trust factor with and just that confidence factor with your receiving core and your quarterback, that is huge, and that's huge going into a game, even this tonight with tonight's game as well. So, very, very big. Tell me about, I guess as I always say, give me a key on offense and a key on defense to victory tonight.
Victory tonight, special teams. We need a big special teams play. Whether it's a field goal, whether it's a punt return or a kickoff return. On the offensive side of the ball, let's continue to do what we've been doing, run the football. We're going to run the football, and we got to catch the ball. On the defensive side, create turnovers. We create turnovers now. I want to take one back for a touchdown. So the defense said they promised me one, so I'm looking forward to getting that one.
I get you. I'm with you 100%. And anything, I know we're on the road back this week. We're almost at that halfway. I mean, if you count a 9-game season, we're basically at that halfway point here. Then we'll get a week off after that. But anything you want to reach out and tell the fans as they're listening tonight for our big game against Mississippi Delta?
Yes, I want everybody, I want you to come out to the game. If you can't make it, please tune in to these guys. They're playing for y'all. We're playing for the institution, and we're going to bring this W back home.
Good. And we appreciate your coaching staff, as always. I do, and I know we do too. We talk about it. We're thankful to have you and the players and what y'all do every week. good luck to y'all tonight, Coach. We're going to be there. We're here, and we are ready to go. And we got the Red Hulk and Green Hulk
Red Hulk and
ready
Green
to
Hulk.
go
We're ready.
with Mr. Ingham. So good luck tonight.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Roll Tide.
Are you in the market for a new or used vehicle? Look no further than Metro Ford. We have an incredible selection of F-150s, Explorers, Broncos, and so much more. Whether you're looking for a rugged truck for the job site or a family-friendly SUV, our expert team is here to help you find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle and budget. And with our streamlined financing process, getting behind the wheel of your dream car has never been easier. Stop by today and experience the Metro Ford difference. We're conveniently located at 1000 Barnes Crossing Road in Tupelo. Online at MetroFordAutoSales.com. That's MetroFordAutoSales.com.